Hello Pisces, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back to the channel, and those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. So guys, this is going to be your reading, Pisces, for the month of November 2023. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, discern the messages. Don't force something to fit that does not. So with that, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who has subscribed, liked, commented, and shared the channel. It's so greatly appreciated. For those of you who have booked personal readings and made donations to the channel, it is greatly appreciated as well. You keep me going. I love it. I appreciate it so very much. We spend a lot of time, all of us readers, doing this, and how much goes in behind the scenes, and so those little things go a long way, and it's greatly reciprocated on this side. So thank you for that. Pisces. Intuitively, your energy has shifted so much recently, and I'm so happy to see this for you. But it's like dancing with the circus. It's like Circus Olay. It's a very like, look at me, I feel good kind of energy is what I got right off the bat when I started sitting here with your energy and meditating on that. But it's just like you're stepping into some kind of magical power within yourself. And I did today's reading for the week for you guys, all the signs, and it's getting ready to post here hopefully before long. Your energy is just so much better than I've seen it in a while, and I'm excited to see what comes of this reading for you guys. So Pisces, with that, we're just going to jump right into it, see what's going on for you. If you guys are interested in personal readings, that information can be found in the description box below, the about section of the page, and then you can also visit holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services that I offer. So all right guys, patterns is coming out. Let's see. I do feel like somebody is kind of spectating to your world right now, Pisces. It's almost like let me in kind of energy. Let me in. This could be somebody, I'm kind of picking up on the past, that they may kind of come in and withdraw their energy. They'll come in and then they withdraw, and they come in and they withdraw. It's kind of like a little bit of a back and forth. They kind of cycle in. They tend to cycle back out of your life sometimes. Specialization. There's something about you when it comes to this person or this situation, Pisces, that tends to kind of come in and out, where the two of you, I'm going to say, play really well together. Like you bring together a balance that creates a deeper awareness, I think, within the both of you. This can be triggering to either you or this other side of the story, right? But it's like they don't know how to open up. They don't know how to I'm hearing fold into your energy is what Spirit is giving me. So take that as it resonates for you. What else is this for Pisces, please, Spirit? What does Pisces need to know? Whoa. Fragments, being that come out just about in the reverse position when it fell. Pisces, I'm sticking along with the lines of this fragments, is like, I feel like you're, again, coming out of that energy, like you're kind of dancing and playing with the energy that surrounds you right now. And I'm hearing from Spirit, putting the past to bed. It's like you're letting the emotions maybe come out, fall, as a water sign, like, I'm going to say not so much necessarily comfortable with the emotions of it. They can be a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but I feel like you're finally kind of letting those out, letting them release, letting them go. And when you start to move into this energy of, I just don't want to carry this anymore, I don't want to deal with these things anymore, I don't want to feel this way anymore. When you're dealing with somebody that was in that vibrational energy or is in that vibrational energy, to kind of match up consistently moving forward is going to be pretty difficult. So let's see, Pisces, what else? Oh, we got two more, so I'll take these. Perspective and clarity. It's kind of like I feel for you in the sense that for a long time, like the way you wanted your world to look, the way you wanted to see things, took a long time to birth for you. It took a long time to kind of get to a place where you wanted to see things in a very different light. And in that was the need to gain clarity, or in it, and you still, I'm going to say you are still gaining clarity around this. But it's also learning how to kind of like let Jesus take the wheel, right? Like, okay, this doesn't quite make sense to me, but I'm going to trust that there is a divine and higher power that is meant to help me explore what is to come. And I do think that you in your own world have become, you know, and I think I said this before to you guys, it sounds almost reiterative, that you became a spectator to your own world, and now you've got somebody on the outside looking in at you, and they're seeing you in this more flourishing energy, this more carefree, dancing with the wolves is what I just heard, okay, but this more of this free-spirited kind of energy in general. For them, they may not have seen you in this light. You may have kind of brought yourself down a few notches to kind of sit where they were, and even just sit where your own energy was at that specific time. Again, with this energy shift for you, someone could be missing you. Somebody could be wanting or longing for that connection again. How you, it's almost like you were revitalizing them. And I don't want to call them an energy vampire, because I don't think that was ever the intention to a specific matter at hand, but it could have been draining you, and it could have been keeping you kind of in a stuck position where you really couldn't move forward, you really couldn't move backward. You just kind of existed in a certain space and time. So now you're seeing the world very differently. You're addressing the things within you that maybe you've sat with for some time that have been very difficult. And now it's like you could be kind of in a space where, Pisces, you're starting to leave somebody behind. Sometimes we have to, right? Like sometimes, for the love of goodness, okay, school, where we have to leave things behind because they're no longer serving, you know, the new direction in which that we're heading. And it's kind of funny because I don't feel like you see this, and I think you may be moving on and moving forward in your own energy without even realizing that this other person is kind of being left behind, or they may feel that they are being left behind. And I'm going to say that it's not to your own doing per se. You're going where the energy is flowing. You're going where the energy it is that it's taking you. And I'm going to say this person could be really trying to get your attention as my phone continues to ding. You know, but that's neither here nor there as far as that, but it's like they feel the need to express something to you or have you be aware of what's going on in their world. And it's not that you are intentionally disconnecting from them as much as it for the love of all things holy, as much as it is, again, you're going in with the flow of where it is you feel like you're being drawn to, where it is that you're being taken. You know, when we start to move on, people can feel certain kinds of ways around situations. Yeah, the World in the reverse and the Eight of Swords. Someone is feeling stuck by the fact that there doesn't appear to be some kind of closure in a situation. Pisces, this could be you. I don't feel like it is, though. I feel like this is somebody on the outside looking in and trying to get to you, trying to reach out to you, trying to... you know, like they're vying for your attention in some way. And for some of you, this could be your kids. Okay, I don't even know why. Excuse me, I've got an itch. I don't even know why that comes to be a thing. But you know, there's the Nine of Swords, Four of Cups underneath, the Ace of Wands. You've got the Eight of Swords here, and then that World card in the reverse. Something that is meant to cycle out. And I think maybe Pisces, for you, you're starting to find your sense of identity of who you are, what it is you want your world to look like. And I'm seeing this with a lot of the water signs is like, who is this new me? Where is it that I want to go? Where do I want to be in 10 years? And really starting to feel that energy come through. Some days stronger than others, right? But with that still, we have people that we end up leaving behind or we end up disconnecting from, because the connection for us when we get into that space is not as intense as it once was. And for them, if they've not made any movement, if they've not made any growth, they feel abandoned by that particular situation. Some of you, this could even pertain to parents. You could be leaving home. I just heard wishing you would turn back around. Wishing you would turn back around. And they could be kind of feeling like in a melancholy kind of state of like, what do I got to do to get you to come back? What do I got to do to get you to come back around to me? What is it that I can do to keep you essentially stuck here with me where I'm choosing to be? And Pisces, again, like, and they do, they feel like you could be seeing and feeling like you're being met with some adversity, because it's like the more you step into your power, your feel good, and I really want to say more than anything, it's what feels good to you. It's like it's lighting you up, it's exciting you. You're being curious about where it is that you're heading and what it is that you're doing. And for this person, it's like it feels like you've betrayed them, you've left them, you've abandoned them to some degree. And they could say things to you, or it could be almost like passive aggressive in a sense that, oh yes, I'm so happy for you. But then you hear this sad story, 11 o'clock, about how things aren't fair or balanced for them, or how they feel left out, or how they feel alone. You have to just keep in mind, Pisces, as this situation transpires throughout the month of November, that you're not responsible for them. You're not responsible for their feelings. You're responsible for your own. You know, you can't free them up. You can't make them do things differently. And that can be a difficult process for us. This Ace of Pentacles and the Justice in reverse. I just said about being fair and balanced, right? I feel like for the longest time, hold on. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? I think that this situation for a long time represented positive, new ideas, new places, new things, new experiences. But again, it's something that you're moving away from. That's not where your soul was calling you to be. And I feel like they kind of come in, they show you this potential of here, I'm going to try to make an effort. Here, I'm hearing I'm going to get a job. Like seriously, like I'm going to get a job. But it never ends up being reciprocated, right? Like it never comes out the way, or shows itself to be the way that it's intended. So the actions and the words are not matching up when it comes to something in specific. So let's see, let's continue on. All right, for Pisces, please, Spirit, what's Pisces know? Five of Pentacles. I told you, they feel like they're left out, being abandoned, right? That Five of Pentacles is essentially the same, the World card in the reverse with that. They feel, it's almost like this could have been a very toxic connection at some point, like whether you realized it or not. It's like somebody in the situation, Pisces, I really don't feel like this is you, had a codependency upon their self-worth, their self-value attached to you. And it's kind of like you're finally breaking free from that. Like, I have my own sense of self. I have these things I want to accomplish for myself, and I'm really going to start venturing out to that. And it's like they want you to turn back around and go back to the same way that things have always been done. Again, it's not resonating. And Pisces, I hate to like have your reading be all about somebody else, but I think ultimately this is what affects your energy. And this could be, you know, we talk about patterns, something that you've lived through, and the number 13 just came through as well. So 13 years, 13 months, whatever this has been, right? I just heard sometimes they'll call me every 13 weeks. So, you know, apply that where it fits for you. But this Seven of Cups with this Five of Pentacles is like, now that this has been pulled out from out of my life, or this has been, you know, Pisces is getting up and making an exit. What am I supposed to do with myself? What do I do? I don't feel like this is necessarily divorce or anything to that effect, but it's just like, now without this, without the one thing that I thought made me whole, where do I go from there? Like, I don't know any other way of life but to lean on my Pisces to see me through certain things. So I kind of feel like with that Page of Wands underneath that, you know, the Page of Wands is not my favorite card in the deck. It's just, it's like, it's sneaky feeling to me for some reason. It's like they don't know how to get back to you, is what I'm hearing. We've got the Magician with the Ace of Swords in the sideways position. The Magician in the reverse, I'm sorry. The Magician in the reverse, to me, it always stands for manipulation. But remember, when we manifest, we're manipulating energy, right? Like, no matter what. But it's always about the intention of. I do believe, Pisces, that when it comes to you, and P.S., you've got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords here. Their intentions, I think, are well grounded in the idea that there is genuine probability for what you can accomplish with somebody. I've got everything here but the Ace of Cups. But that's the thing, that when it comes to your emotional value, that's what's lacking. And you can have all the tools in the shed, but if you don't have the passion behind making something work, you don't have the emotional care or the nurturing to make a situation work, it doesn't work. It can't work. You have to have all the tools in the shed to make it happen. And the Magician, you know, when he's got his stuff together, he, she, doesn't matter, right? There's so much to be had. There's so much growth to be sought. Pisces, do not let somebody guilt trip you. There's the Tower. Do not let somebody guilt trip you to, and you talk about that manipulation. You think about the lady with the Lion there on the Strength card. You could be dealing with a Leo, a Libra, a Taurus, a Scorpio, a Leo again, or Aquarius. Or there's Tower energy, Scorpio, Aries as well. She's manipulating this Lion. She's treating him with just enough care. She's being courageous enough to, like, tame the Lion so he doesn't, doesn't chew her face off, essentially. And with this, same kind of energy is like, if I can keep Pisces contained, if I can hold them in my grasp just long enough, they'll come back around. They'll want to re-engage in the things that stood for the potential that we possibly had or could have had or will have or want to have, you know. And I don't, their own upside down vision of how this works is very toxic, very, very codependent, very obsessive in nature. You've got the Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Swords, I'm sorry, the Six of Swords in the reverse, the Ace of Swords in the sideways position. We've got the Justice in the reverse with that sword, and then you've got the Nine of Swords with the Tower. This is somebody who, and I hate to say that doesn't want to see you succeed, because I don't know that it's a genuine, they don't want to see you succeed. It's like they just don't want you to go off without them. This is a test, Pisces, of your strength and character of yourself, because regardless, you've got so much potential at hand for this new beginning for yourself. And, you know, a lot of times we will have people, unfortunately, who come in and our moments of life change that tear down those falsified structures, those towers, become dust storms to the people around us who are used to violating our boundaries, who we shared a traumatic connection with, or something to that effect, right? So whether this is like trauma bond, you both could have been in a situation at some point from a space of lack and hurt, that specialization back here is that you both spoke to each other's souls. You both understood where the other one was coming from. And it's, at some point, Pisces, recently, you had an aha that said, I found my niche. I found something that makes me feel good, but this also means I have to move forward. And it's like all of a sudden, you found joy for life again. You found this renewed sense of self. Somebody else is not finding that renewed sense of self. So it's like, again, the feeling of abandonment is like, they're getting up and leaving me. Not seeing that you making that that jump, that timeline jump, essentially 2002 on the clock, reflective, you're kind of leading the way. And instead of this person being happy and excited for your new beginning, it's a woe is me. But what about me? But they also have to be willing to put in the work, right? And they just don't seem to be on that same level as you anymore. You're leveling up, you're moving on and moving forward, and they're kind of stuck back in the past of that cycle of just, well, I know how to tame this because I've seen this before and I've been able to bring them back down to my level. Guitars are also very important. I don't know what that's about. Some of you could play music, or maybe that is a common connectivity that you shared with this person. The World on the Five of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Two of Cups. As I say that, there comes the Two of Cups. Yeah, someone is definitely not, again, not wanting this to end. It's like the diversity, it's interesting. The diversity between the two of you is the one thing that brought you together, but it's also the one thing that's pulling this apart. You think about 2112 on the clock again. Because you understood the differences of each other, it brought you together at some point. The differences of who's willing to expand is what is tearing this back down. It's like that is that cycle, because new life and new growth is happening since you're becoming much more aware of yourself, right? It's getting the clarity around what new beginnings are, what new life looks like, how abundant it's going to feel. Somebody could also, I will also say, if this is it doesn't have to be a relationship, but some sort of relationship, somebody could be going through some postpartum depression as well, is how this feels to me. A lot of mental energy. So, in that case, if that's what somebody is going through, be supportive of them, because that's a tough go. That's very difficult. That in itself is traumatic to the body. So let's see, Pisces. Let's see. I will say this. I do feel like somebody is dealing, when you see all of these swords like this, and now the King of Swords coming out on the reverse, and the Five of Swords, you have all this mental energy. This can be signs and symptoms of depression, anxiety, mental health issues. And P.S., I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not a doctor. But, when you start to see these kind of habitual patterns popping up, where it's all in the head, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. It's just we get up in our head, and some people will tend to spiral with that, and it's where they go, and it doesn't make them any less human. It just means there's some deeper work there that needs to be done, right? This King of Swords can tell lies, right? This King of Swords in the reverse can forego all that he's learned to date. And I would say to you, I still don't feel like this is you. But I think that this energy of this Eight of Swords and this Seven of Cups tends to try to pull you in. It's like losing your senses, trying to get you to lose your senses, trying to get you tied back up into a situation that you finally realize that you could get free from. And that may be causing some confusion when you do have the realization that this person feels the way that they feel, or they're thinking about things the way that they are thinking about them. Because it's like, I can't trick them, essentially. I can't pull Pisces back into where we've been for so long. So just be, it's easy for me to say to be mindful about it, but definitely pay attention to the words, the language, the body language that this person is emitting or putting off to you. What is the Magician? What is this about? The Pisces, please, Spirit. What is the Ace of Wands and the Magician for Pisces? Page of Pentacles in the reverse. There is... It's wild to me. It is like it's lacking the creative process. It's needing to get a new perspective that somebody else's new beginning is not the end for us. We are just meant to set off on our own path, our own way of doing things, right? And the Six of Swords in the upright. is saying, right? You know, that pentacle, that page of pentacles is slow moving energy. It's slow offers, it's slow communication, it's hesitancy. You know, in this position, the way it's sitting is like, again, it just brings me to the sense of this person being in a state of depressionary energy that is trying to pull you back down and back under. You know, I don't know how else to explain the way that makes me feel for you. So, let's see. Four of Cups. Pisces, don't feel bad. Again, easy for me to say to you, right? Don't feel bad for having dreams. Don't feel bad for carrying your thought forward as to what it is that makes you feel good. Like, somebody could tell you you're chasing a dream that's never, you're never going to get there. Why would you think? It's like, you know, I could only imagine like my child being 18 and going, Mom, I'm just going to go off to LA and to Hollywood and see what happens, and I'm going to go start an acting career. And then me sitting there telling her, you're never going to be anything. You know, people go out there and struggle, and giving her all the reasons why it won't work. And her going, well, I don't know, right? Like, we're kind of like poking holes in their plan and their visions and their dreams. We're not helping them build them up. It's like, you know, if you think that that's what you need to do, then go do it. I support you. I love you. And I'll be here when you come home if that's what ends up happening, you know? And it's this person is like, but what about me? I'm getting a whole lot of this, but what about me kind of energy. And it's like, so you have a dream, but now what do I do? So, and I don't really want, there is some envy. There is some jealousy in that sense, that that person feels left out. You know, they have not been able to gain traction of a sense of their own self. So now it's like a guilt trip to some extent as to you moving on into what does make you feel good, right? So it's very repetitive, but Two of Swords. Pisces, you may get caught up in this one more time. 27, 27, 9, 9. Splitting independent energies there. You may get kind of caught up in this and feel bad. Going like, am I making a mistake by moving on and moving forward? Am I screwing up? Am I, you know, causing everybody sleepless nights, including myself? The thing about this is we have the Justice in the reverse, but then I've got the Two of Swords, and this Two of Swords I can't talk a plain English sentence, has the scales of balance. This Two of Swords, she's pulling that blindfold off. She's in the middle of it. She's in the middle of starting to see through what it is that is picking her apart. This Lion with the Strength card is you having the courage to see it for what it actually is. The Sun, this is beginning to be illuminated for you as to how these false starts keep reoccurring. You know, typically I would see the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords and go, woohoo, hallelujah. All great things are coming in, right? But this is, again, somebody trying to bring you back to where it is that you started from. But that Two of Swords for me is you, Pisces, seeing through things. You know, it may take you a little while. It may take a bit of dusting off to see through what is transpiring here, but you will. And you could be struggling with your own guilt of that. There's that toxicity, that codependency I talked about with the Devil, the obsessive nature of someone's need to tame you, kind of hold you back down. More Five of Swords, the Three of Swords. I think there's going to be a point too, Pisces, for you throughout the month of November. And Spirit just brought up the holiday season as well, where that may be the thing that kind of allows you to go back to something that may not be so positive for you, simply because you're trying to empathize with their pain. You're remembering the pain, you're remembering what brought you together, but the side of that is that it feels very, very heavy. It feels very, very dark. It's very, very upsetting, right? They can try to kind of coax you back into this and, you know, go, okay, let's just do this one more time. Let's just, you know, this This was a promise of forever. There's that Ace of Pentacles. Again, it only ever had the potential if two people were going to work out at 3003. Again, repetitive or reflective energy. Sorry, this devil. Hierophant. There is, it's almost like spiritual manipulation. Like if you guys came together in a sense of, maybe you started meditating together. Maybe you got into black magic together. I don't know what this is. But, you know, again, for all of you, there's going to be that quirk that cemented 3030 on the clock that brought you together. It's kind of like they pull you back into that. But remember when we did this and how this felt and that felt, and it's almost like they're trying to derail you from your calling. This devil is derailing that Hierophant from that higher knowledge, that higher awareness of self. But the interesting thing to me, Pisces, is it's like you may fall back into something for a little while, but you regain your clarity and perspective on the situation at the end of the day. So this cycle may not be fully ready to close out, but I think the aha moments over this full moon and this eclipse season has brought an inner awareness within you to see things differently than you have before. 3113. You're both kind of being triggered by the other one's lack of healing, and then for you, the healing work that you are doing at this time. Very interesting energy, Pisces, throughout November. Don't let, you know, an aloneness of the holidays for them or for you be the thing that keeps you back from, you know, fulfilling your dreams, fulfilling your wishes, fulfilling what is right for your soul and what your soul is asking you to do. So, power of attraction. You know, you could be very attracted to this person, and they could promise that, you know, if you walk away, like there's, like, I'm hearing it, if you walk away, there's no coming back. Maybe I'm not supposed to come back here. You know, this is done. So what is the advice for Pisces, please, Spirit? Advice for Pisces. Was it Scorpio, I think, had defend to the end, the worthwhile. Good grief. Diving for light, 11, and defend to the end, the worthwhile. Your visions and your dreams, Pisces, are meant to be lived, no matter what it is that you do. And it's like, again, you're going to sustain some losses along the way to get to what it is that you want. 3232. I swear to goodness, like every time I look up there, there's repetitive numbers. It's check those numbers out, okay? They could all mean something to you. And then in the meanwhile, this is 23. A lot of seahorses, you know, and that's kind of how I feel about this person. Seahorses, when they get together, they mate for life, right? They find that other seahorse, and that's the one that they spend their entire lives with. And this is kind of this person, I think, at one point had this perception, and maybe you even had this perception, that this was going to be the person that you spent your entire life with. This is where you built. This is where you grew. This is where, you know, every journey, up and down, bad or good, you've been on this journey with this person. But they're defending their position as to why they haven't moved on and moved forward. And you're defending that there's more to life that's worth fighting for. They may not see it, but you do. And that can create a lot of this this upheaval that they're feeling. And follow, Pisces, follow. I just kept hearing, flip that card over, flip that over. Bottom of the deck. Follow your own rhythm. If the rhythm in which this person is in and the rhythm in which you are in is not cohesive, and it's like watching synchronized swimmers. Could you imagine watching them and they weren't synchronized? Like, what a shit show that would be. That's kind of how this feels. It's like you're no longer synchronizing with their next movement. And they're really not synchronizing with you. They were following you. And you're forging you are forging a path forward for yourself. But where you're heading, you have to put in the work. And that means they would also have to put in the work. They couldn't just exist anymore. Massive change is coming. It's the inevitable. And I'm going to tell, they're directing me that it doesn't mean that there's no love. Right? It doesn't mean because something doesn't work that there's not love. It just means that it's served its purpose and it's time to go on. Okay? So, very interesting message, Pisces, but that's it. We're going to leave it sit right there. November, whatever this, there's a lot of your energy is invested in making these forward movements, but a lot of this energy is this person trying to keep you in that bubble. I think the next 3 weeks, when it comes to this, more clarity is going to be gained as we move into the new moon, getting out of this eclipse energy. You're going to see things more so for what they truly are, and then be able to really, when you finally make that split into just you, more of this will come to light at that point. I really do think so. So Pisces, if you found this video resonated for you, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, let me know how this resonates for you. And then if you guys are interested in personal readings, then information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. Check again, holisticallyzenwv.com for holistic products and services. I'm wishing you guys the very best. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.